Local business owners are pouring thousands into Facebook and Google ads every month to generate leads. But when those prospects actually fill out a form, the business owner is usually under a sink, on a roof, or dealing with a crowded waiting room. By the time they finally have a spare minute to call that lead back, 24 to 48 hours have already passed. That delay bleeds money. If a prospect isn't contacted within the first few minutes, they've usually moved on to the next competitor on Google. The business paid to acquire that lead, but they get zero return on the investment, simply because they couldn't pick up the phone fast enough. This chart shows effort versus impact of local marketing strategies. It plots traditional agencies in the high-effort, moderate-impact sector. That's because the standard solution requires heavy CRM tech stacks and teams of human callers to chase leads. If you're running an agency by yourself, that model hits a wall fast. You can only manage so many complex setups and manage so many virtual assistants before your overhead eats your margins and your time disappears completely. That brings us to the Agentic Agency bundle. It is an autonomous AI-powered alternative that replaces rigid mechanical workflows with an integrated software suite. The software operates on a specific promise. You paste a client's website URL into the system, and it instantly generates a live written funnel. From there, the moment a lead opts in, an AI voice calls them within seconds. The pitch is heavily targeted at operators looking to scale lean. It promises fulfillment without a team, without technical coding skills, or prior agency experience. We have to figure out if this functions as a true business in a box, or if the day-to-day operational reality looks much different once you actually log in. If this software works exactly as advertised, it gives a solo operator the output capacity of a 20-person agency. But if it requires constant technical oversight, you might just be trading the headache of managing humans for the headache of managing machines. This diagram outlines the funnel building process. The marketed workflow suggests a straight line from pasting a URL directly to client revenue. The actual workflow requires more involvement. It starts with neural scan, pasting a web address so the AI can scrape their business data. Within about 5 minutes, the system processes that data and generates a live funnel page, writes the sales copy, and sets up structured SMS and email follow-up sequences. But here's the immediate trade-off. The AI's knowledge is limited to whatever information is present on that source URL. Its output depends entirely on the quality of the data you feed it. If you paste the URL of a roofer whose website hasn't been updated since 2014 and doesn't explicitly list their specific services or pricing, the AI will build a generic funnel. It can't accurately invent business details that aren't there. You save hours of manual setup time, but you still have to go in, read the generated copy, fill in the blanks, and ensure the tone actually matches the client. The system successfully eliminates the blank page problem. You are no longer building from scratch, but you are trading bespoke design for sheer speed, and you still have to act as the final editor before you hit publish. Next is the AI caller, powered by the Smart Persona feature. The second a lead submits a form on your new funnel, this system automatically dials their phone number. Contacting a lead while they are still on the web page, thinking about the service, gives your client a massive conversion advantage. Getting that response time under 60 seconds effectively stops the prospect from continuing their search with competitors. The AI is capable of handling basic objections, jumping between topics like pricing and scheduling, and pulling contact details naturally during the chat without forcing the lead back to a web form. But deploying an autonomous voice agent means making a serious concession. You are surrendering human nuance and emotional intelligence in that critical first interaction. If the AI misinterprets an anxious tone from a dental patient or provides incorrect pricing information, it damages a local brand's reputation instantly. Achieving that immediate speed to lead requires you to accept the risk of a machine acting as the public face of your client's business. On the financial side, the launch heavily promotes a one-time $247 fee for the entire bundle, removing the burden of monthly platform subscriptions. What you need to know is the infrastructure required to actually execute those calls and texts. To run the system long-term, you have to connect your own third-party Twilio account. This chart illustrates your actual expense over time. The software platform cost stays flat at the bottom. But as your clients generate more leads, your Twilio API cost bar begins to grow based on standard pay-as-you-go rates. As you add more clients to your roster, those operational API costs scale dynamically. Eventually, your monthly usage bill completely eclipses the initial software cost you paid on day one. But the biggest omission in the marketing is about the nature of the work itself. Agentic Agency handles fulfillment. It does not handle client acquisition. You are entirely responsible for finding the leads, sending the cold emails, and getting the business owner on the phone to close the deal. By automating the funnel building and the follow-up, this tool shifts your daily focus. You are no longer spending your day doing marketing tasks. Your day is now spent doing B2B sales. Success with this model depends on building a robust sales pipeline and managing scaling infrastructure costs. The software functions as a high-speed delivery engine, but the actual growth of the business is driven by the salesperson, not the code. This matrix breaks down who this software is built for. For the beginner, the massive benefit is bypassing the technical learning curve of setting up hosting and writing copy. The software does the heavy lifting. But the risk is simple. If you avoid sales and cold outreach, you will never get a single client to paste into the system. It will sit in your browser unused. For the solo marketer who already has a few clients, this offers a high return on investment. You eliminate the cost of hiring virtual assistants and get your manual funnel building time back. The catch is that you have to heavily audit the AI call logs and transcripts during the first month. You have to make sure the machine is accurately reflecting your client's specific voice before you trust it completely. Finally, for a scaling agency, this is a tool for improving your margins on lower-tier clients by replacing expensive legacy CRM systems. However, you sacrifice some of the strict enterprise control and custom integrations you might be used to. The value of this bundle varies based on your experience. It is a high-leverage multiplier for operators who already know how to acquire clients, but it is a risky gamble for anyone who hopes the software will do the selling for them. At its core, the Agentic Agency bundle is a highly capable operational engine. It condenses what used to take weeks of team coordination into a few minutes of processing. You trade the slow cost of human labor for the requirement of strict AI oversight. Because the software handles the back end, you have to spend all your energy on the front end. The AI automates the fulfillment and response time hurdles that typically stall local campaigns. Even so, the core challenge of the agency business remains. You must get a local owner to look you in the eye and